Hello, how are you doing? I'm here to talk about the evolution of business. I'm here to talk about the bubble, as they call it. Well, once upon a time, back in the day, probably like maybe with the 50s, maybe I don't know, before my time. Now, take this in consideration. At one point in time, if you can only imagine, the milkman brought milk to your house. That doesn't happen anymore. No one's gonna bring milk to your house anymore. That's not gonna happen. Um, at one point in time, people went and let's see, what's a good example? At one point in time, I think I'm gonna use cell phones. At one point in time, no one had cell phones. Cell phones didn't exist. And then the 90s came, maybe even the late 80s. I don't really 100% know. But I know for sure by the 90s, cell phones were there. Cell phones came along, and now you can, look at where they are now. Even with the evolution of that, there was a point in time where people would be like, "Oh man, hit me up after 9 o'clock," because I don't have that many minutes. Now you're not gonna find too many cell phone companies that or advertising anything but unlimited. Everything's unlimited, or this is unlimited. So, that's a thing of the past. Now, another evolutionary thing as far as business, um, I don't know if you remember, I'm gonna use Blockbuster. There's Blockbuster. At one point in time, you would go and your whole family would go and y'all would go in there and you'd pick out a movie or video game or whatever to rent. I mean, even with me saying Blockbuster, I think about VHS and how that doesn't exist because of technology. So even as technology evolves, business evolves, and things are just totally different. So then you had Netflix. No, I'm gonna go back. You had Redbox. Redbox actually came along, and when Redbox came along, that's when Blockbusters started to shut down because it's like, oh man, I could go basically. Well, the evolution of Redbox kind of changed. Well, okay, it's Redbox because I want to say that there was Netflix was out, but it evolved to the point where they went from shipping DVDs straight to you to now it's just streaming, and like streaming is a thing. So let's see, technology wise, we went from cell phones existed to now look at them. Now your cell phones used to have buttons on it. Now you find a cell phone and you're not gonna have anything but touchscreen phones out. You're not gonna come across anything. That's like the new thing, touchscreen phones. Let's see, what else? Oh, okay, another evolutionary thing. Video games. When I first started playing video games, um, kind of young, kind of. They had Atari was out, and then after that, my first real system I played on was a Nintendo, regular Nintendo, Super Mario, Duck Hunt, the whole 9 yards. Then Super Nintendo, um, uh, Game Cube, I guess, Sega Genesis, the Dreamcast, Nintendo 64, Xbox, PlayStations. Now we're on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and waiting for the Xbox 5, I mean, the PlayStation 5 and Xbox 2 to come out, the next generation, the next level. So, with that being the case, that's all those everything at some point is gonna evolve. It's gonna change. Nothing stays the same. So you can either choose to jump a hole. I give you another example, and we're talking now. We're going to talk about what you came here for. The internet. The internet is evolving. Everyone is doing something um, with the internet. Basically, you might have. I give you an example. A lot of people talk about that most wealth, or pretty much 70% of the wealth that's been created throughout history, is real estate. Well, now a lot of people are turning to, even though they might, the real estate is still what they're doing, the tool, the tool that they're using is the internet. Thank God for the internet. So, yeah, the internet is really a game changer. My friend in high school, he used to do eBay, and well, he was pretty successful. I think he was doing like $1,000 a week, which is very understandable because, hey, there's a lot of different methods or whatever. Now, from eBay, you got the different platforms. One of them is like Shopify that you can go and use that. And, you know, so like it's from the late 90s, around 95 or whatever, until here we are 20 years later and you see a major change. So you got touchscreen cell phones. Even my laptop is now it's a touchscreen, so it's more like a two in one. So that's more technology. So all I'm saying is don't be left behind. Don't be one of the ones who see this technological advance, this these be part of the business or whatever. Nowadays, when you go to school and you ask people, "Oh, what do you want to do when you grow up?" Back in the day, it was, "Oh, I want to be a fireman, a doctor, a lawyer." Now people are living their dreams. They're living their best life. They'll say something like, "Oh, I want to be a YouTube comedian." Like that. Who would ever thought of that being a vehicle for you to make money, to make videos and monetize them and have people come and look at your videos. So there's no real excuse for you not to be making money using the internet as your vehicle. Uh, I In my link down below and the description down below, I have several different businesses and opportunities that you can try and check out. They're proven. I've already like I say, all you really need is PayPal. PayPal is like one of the main ways for most companies to pay out. There's other methods and other ways for you to get paid, but like I say, number one mainly is a lot of people using PayPal. So if you have access to Wi-Fi, laptop, cell phone, smartphone, tablet, whatever, then you could pretty much do whatever you want to do. You know, so if you're interested, just like this video, comment down below, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and we'll keep you informed on what works and what doesn't. And I'll see you at the top.